catalysts in general. Right? Number one, they increase the rate by changing the reaction pathway. So instead, in the case of the sugar, instead of having to form these naked bubbles in the very cold and unforgiving world of water squishing them down, you get to form the bubbles in these little nurseries on the sugar grains. Right? So you're still forming little bubbles. You still got to go from carbon dioxide in the water, little bubbles, big bubbles. But you're just making it easier. You're making a slightly different path. You're sort of propping up those little bubbles. So you're changing the pathway, which leads to a reduction. So you reduce activation energy, so more molecules have enough energy to react. And that gives you a faster rate. A couple things. They can't make delta G positive reactions happen. In this case, example, so adding sugar to flat soda won't bring the fizz back. So catalysts are not magic. Right? If a reaction is not going to happen, if its reaction is delta G positive, catalyst only makes things worse, right? It actually, in fact, increases the rate of the back reaction. The more important thing is it can't make the forward reaction happen. Catalyst can only help you if the reaction is going to happen anyway. So like if, I can't think of a particular one, but there might be some catalyst that would turn your diamonds into graphite faster. But that catalyst can never switch graphite back to diamond. Right? It can make the delta G negative reaction happen faster, but it can never make a delta G positive reaction happen. So it just affects the rate, not the overall reaction. Number three is they're not altered by the reaction. They can be used over and over again. That is, an individual sugar grain can form a bubble, it comes off, form another bubble, it comes off. In practice, the analogy breaks down a little bit because the sugar is going to start to dissolve, but until that happens, the sugar grains can be used over and over and over and over. Levi? Are there catalysts that make delta G reaction positive reaction happens? No, it's thermodynamically impossible. You cannot go energetically uphill. You cannot go from unstable to stable. I'm sorry, from stable to unstable without putting energy in. So a catalyst can't help you. Only for delta G negative reactions. They're not altered by the reaction. And the last thing is that they are typically reaction specific. That is, sugar won't catalyze all reactions. There's no such thing as sort of a generic catalyst that makes any reaction, any delta G minus reaction happen. They're typically, because they have to help at the transition state, they're specific for specific reactions. Certain catalysts help certain reactions and not others. And the last thing is that they are a better option for speeding reactions in living things than heat. Right? You can always make a chemical reaction go faster by heating it. So I want to digest my lunch, as I said, I can put it in a pressure cooker, I can put it in the oven, it starts to break down. Right? Problem is, that's no use for a living thing because they have to operate within a narrow range of temperature. So if I want to digest my lunch in a hurry, I need to do it by having catalysts.